today I'm going to do a video about the food cravings and what to not eat when you're pregnant. So I definitely did not know that you couldn't eat a lot of foods. Well, I did know you couldn't eat a lot of foods while you're pregnant, but I didn't know it was so many that you couldn't eat while you were pregnant. So I just wanted to make this video for people who were like me and never been pregnant and don't really have too many pregnant people around them. So I actually did research on these things about what to and to not eat. So first and foremost, I'm 24 years old and I'm still young. So of course, before I knew I was pregnant, I was partying a lot, you know, drinking alcohol. That's the #1 rule when you find out you're pregnant. You cannot consume any alcohol because your baby will get something called the alcohol fetal syndrome, and it's not pretty. Don't be selfish. Just stop drinking alcohol. It's only for like 9 or 10 months. Another thing is you can't smoke. That affects the baby's development of brain and heart. So just don't smoke. Don't be selfish. This is for 10 months. I know I keep saying that, but smoking and drinking is like the absolute no-no when you're pregnant. But some things that you cannot eat while you're pregnant is raw stuff. Like, I know a lot of people like sushi. I've never been a big fan of sushi, but eating raw sushi or raw meats is not good because it has bacteria that can pass on to the baby, and the baby can potentially pass away and die from infections of that such nature, or viruses and bacteria that you're consuming. Raw eggs. I know some people like their eggs not all the way cooked. That's a big no-no to eat. A lot of fishes, especially that are exposed to like pollutants and like chemicals, aren't good, and that usually was stated on the packages. A lot of like pre-packaged fish, just stuff like that. So just geared more towards organic seafoods. Other ones is definitely fish with mercury. So that's like shark, shellfish, stuff like that. And also, I am a big fan of tuna. I love tuna so much. Tuna is actually high in mercury, so they actually recommend that you limit your tuna consumption to like 1 ounce a week, even less than that, of tuna, because tuna has a lot of mercury, and mercury can lead to high levels of mercury in the baby, which can cause complications as well. Deli meats. So if you like to make a lot of turkey sandwiches on the go, they recommend that you actually heat that stuff up first. Like, so if you went to Publix and you had like a sandwich, you actually put it in the oven, you heat the turkey meat before you eat it. That has a bacteria called Listeria that can cross the membrane of the baby and cause a lot of harm, more benefits than the baby. So if you have deli meat, put it in the oven, cook it before you eat it. Raw meats. Some people like their steak like pink, or you know, half done. That's not my preference. I love well done. That's always been my preference, but that's another big no-no. You have to have everything cooked thoroughly, just to be safe for the baby. That's things you don't want to eat. Other things you don't want to eat is raw shellfish, soft cheeses, unpasteurized cheeses, which means they're not pasteurized. Normally in the grocery store they say like pasteurized cheeses, so stuff like that, like unpasteurized, like Camembert, that like baked cheese that come in the like circle box, and like brie, you know, stuff like that isn't pre-pasteurized, or that can go through like packaging, I guess, which sounds bad, but in this case pasteurized cheese is actually better than soft cheese. Milk, unpasteurized milk, if you just get milk from the cow, if you have like a farm or something like that, pasteurized milk is actually better, way better. Pat or meat spreads should be avoided too, because they also contain the bacteria of Listeria, which is bad, like I mentioned. Caffeine. So this is a conflict in research I did. Too much caffeine is actually really bad for the baby. So if you're like a really heavy coffee drinker, tea drinker, I would switch to decaf and limit your consumption of caffeine. They don't say like cut out caffeine in total, but I know caffeine is a major drink that people drink all the time, every day. So I would just limit my caffeine consumption to like once a week, maybe if that, based off what your doctor says. And I will also switch to decaf. I'm a big coffee. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, not drinking caffeine in your first trimester can reduce your miscarriage likely, because caffeine is a stimulant and it can be a little harmful for the baby. Drink a lot of water. You can't eat. I didn't say pizza, burgers, stuff like that. So for all y'all that love that stuff, you're good. Stuff that you should eat a lot more of while you're pregnant are sweet potatoes. Those are actually good for you. A lot of green vegetables. They have a lot of vitamins and things that you that can benefit the baby that you may not always have in your multivitamins, your prenatal vitamins. Dairy products, pasteurized dairy products are good. You know, source of calcium. Build the baby bones, your bones, be good for you. Again, also salmon. So cooked salmon. Some fishes can be very good because fish has omega-3s and a lot of good fatty vitamins that you need that could be beneficial to the baby. Proteins, definitely. They say you will want more like if you're on your plate should be like the minimum amount of carbs, like medium-sized vegetables, but a lot of protein, especially when you're pregnant, to get all the proteins you need for yourself and for the baby. So you're eating for two. Eggs are a good source, but cooked eggs. Eggs are a good source of proteins. Beans are a good source of proteins. I know I went to my doctor and she was telling me a lot of proteins that I didn't know, like in the beans. Say like if you like Chipotle, it's better to reduce the amount of rice you get and double your beans along with your meats and stuff like that. That's a really good source of protein and a really good meal for you and the baby. Or just to get like a salad. They have, like, I know they've been advertising like keto salads, so get a salad. That'll be really good for you and the baby. Also, just taking your prenatal vitamins. So that's the do's and don'ts of what to eat, because I did not know, and maybe those are some things that you did not know that you liked. So just do us both a favor and avoid these things for the next 9-10 months or however many months you have left of pregnancy.